Fault in Our Stars is full of foreshadowing. How much of that was from early drafts and how much was added in later rewrites? Oh, almost all of it was added in later rewrites, but almost all of the book was, too. Like, I write a first draft, and then I delete the vast majority of it, because writing that first draft is mostly me trying to find out, like, who the characters are, what happens, what the book is about, and it's usually pretty crazy and bad, and then I send it to my editor, and she either says, this is hopeless, or you still have to delete most of this, but you're on to something. But yeah, as for the foreshadowing, most of it was inserted later, I guess. I mean, I knew the basic arc of the story from the beginning, but, you know, at first I was just trying to get down the voice to hear Hazel. How many different titles swirled in your mind before you settled on The Fault in Our Stars? Many! Thousands of titles, hundreds, millions. All the possible combinations of words were going through my mind. I remember being told once that no book has ever spent more than 1 week on the New York Times bestseller list if it had more than a 3-word title. So I felt like The Fault in Our Stars was out immediately. This just goes to show that, you know, you can't think about that stuff. It has to be a gift. I wanted to call it The Hectic Glow for a long time, which is the name of the band in the book. Which is a quote from Thoreau's diaries: death and disease are often beautiful like the pearly tear of the shellfish or the hectic glow of consumption. And there was a lot in early drafts of the novel. This is incredibly boring, and that's why I cut it out of the novel, so I don't know why I'm telling you about it. But in early drafts of the novel, there was a lot of stuff about tuberculosis being to the 19th century what cancer was to the contemporary world. You know, a capricious disease that strikes young and old. Sometimes it kills you, sometimes it doesn't. The treatment for it is, you know, horrendous and medieval. And it was all very boring, you know, it was fancy. I was quite pleased with myself for this connection. That's why I'm telling you about it. Now I know. I also wanted to call it More Light Than Heat for a while, which is another Shakespeare quote. 4 words, no, that's not good. I wanted to call it the sequel. In fact, we were very close to announcing that the title was going to be the sequel when it became clear that that was a bad idea. There were lots of times